Hey, good Monday morning, everyone. Carolyne Rodrigues here in live time, Monday morning noon. It's my time to chat with you guys. And today I'm broadcasting from my Carolyne Rodrigues coach page. So typically you found me coming to you guys from my personal timeline, and so I'm gonna try something new. So we want people, so if you're listening to this or you know people who are out there who like to tune in to my lives, please feel free to join me on my Carolyne Rodrigues coach page, because this is where I will be broadcasting moving forward. So here I am in beautiful Collingwood, Ontario. It's Monday, August 26th. Wow, where's the summer gone? There's my mom. Hey, Vaughn, how are you? I'm just going to close this because I don't know what I did. So if you're tuning in, say hello. Tell me where you're calling in from. Give me an emoji, a thumbs up. Bring some other folks on. If you're listening to this in replay time, hashtag replay. Tell me what you're getting out of this. So I'm blessed to be here every Monday, unless it's a long weekend. So then you'll find me out playing and doing something fun. So I've had a hectic week, a fun week of hanging out with friends and golfing and visiting friends who are visiting friends who are visiting from Switzerland and Germany. And so it's always fun catching up with people. And then of course we had a wonderful family celebration here at our place. We christened our deck and we celebrated my daughter's 25th wedding anniversary. Yikes! They're getting older, not us, right? Hey, Casey, how are you? So guys, this morning I saw a post which caught my attention, and I just posted it on my personal timeline. And I thought it's a perfect topic to talk about because things happen for a reason, right? Right, Rudy? Nice to see you. Things happen for a reason, and it's always an opportunity for me to learn and share. Hey, Cindy, nice to see you. So learn and share, you guys, because, gosh, we're imperfect because we're human beings, right? We're human beings. And so I want to just share this with you guys because it's things that I'm dealing with, that I'm learning from, constantly learning, constantly falling down, constantly making mistakes, but getting back up and saying, hey, if this is happening for Carolyne, maybe it's happening for others. So my topic this morning, based on my Facebook post, and thanks to Serena, my step-granddaughter, I stole it from her. Thank you, Serena. And it's called Sit at a New Table. What do we mean by that? So I'm just going to read the post as it is, and then we'll have a little discussion. And it said, I no longer sit at tables where I might be the topic of conversation when I get up and leave. So who agrees? Give me a thumbs up, right? Do you like being the topic of conversation when you're not there, right? So the post continues with, I used to think that in order to belong, I had to sit at this kind of table. I used to think that I just didn't belong and that I wasn't enough. And if you Google Brene Brown, I love her. She has done so many TED Talks. Our worth, your worth, cannot be determined or negotiated by other people. Let me read that again. Our worth cannot be determined or negotiated by other people. So why do we let that happen? Why do I let that happen? It's habits, right? Behavior. So the post goes on to say that if you're sitting at a table where the topic of conversation is someone else's shortcomings, their mistakes, their imperfections, their flaws, or the he said, she said gossip, well, my friends, get up and walk away. And have I done that in the past? No, I've sat there and I've listened and I've entertained, and hey, yours truly, yep, I've contributed to some of those kinds of conversations, because we just get we just gotta sort of get sucked into that vortex, right? So, reading the post, you can be assured that when you leave your seat, you're likely the topic of conversation. So what do? Interesting. Get a new table. Find a new seat at a table of women who, and I'm not saying this is said in the post, find a new seat at a table of women who straight up Arsenio Hall style root for people to win, right? So who's Arsenio Hall? Go Google him. He's the kind of guy that's like right in your face. So he's going to tell it like it is. So find a new table where people are rooting for other people. Find a new seat at a table with all the other folks who are not quite enough people. All the other folks who don't always get it right kind of people, right? Find a new seat, and I love this part. Hey, Brenda, find a new seat where confidence is served up like cake. Who likes cake, right? Where laughter is a side dish. Where the conversation is about raising the bar. That's the main course. Where the conversation, is about raising the bar. And where the main course is all about speaking well of others, because the post is talking about ill. So I like to put it in a positive tense, right? So there's no room at the table left to speak ill of others. So raise the level of conversation, you guys. So is this kind of table commonplace? I think it's a rare table when you find that, right? And if you were to listen in the conversation that people are having, how many tables would you find where people are having that kind of conversation about raising the bar, about speaking well of others, about raising other people up? Yikes, you guys, I'm guilty of participating in those kinds of conversations where, the not enough, not good enough, not perfect enough, all that kind of stuff. I've contributed and I've added to that. So know that there is an open chair for you when you set your intention to find that kind of table to sit at. Decide that you will no longer sit at tables where you might be the conversation when you get up, right? So as I said, raise the bar for what you will or won't tolerate. Decide what boundaries you will entertain. You don't have to, I'll speak for myself. I don't have to put people in their place and tell them, talk smack about, I'm not tolerate, don't be a holier than thou person, right? Because I fall down all the time. I do this kind of stuff, but it's awareness that creates change, right? So when I saw this post, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a new awareness for me about the kind of table I want to sit at, about the kind of boundaries that I will entertain or not entertain. By my actions, I'll show people what I will and won't accept, right? So what can you do? You can change the topic when this kind of conversation comes up or people are talking about others, right? And my husband does this all the time. Yeah. And I've now sort of clued in when I'm going down a road and I'm stumbling on my words, right? It's a rare day when my husband is talking badly about somebody else. And I've noticed lately when I've gone down that road that he's changed the subject, and I'm like, and I get caught up in that new topic, that subject that he's talking about. And after the conversation ends, I think to myself, he got me out of that place where I find myself going down the rabbit hole of not speaking well of others, right? So change the topic. Sometimes people just want you to listen, right? Don't participate. Listen. They need to vent. I've been there. I've needed to vent where I felt that somebody has been talking badly about me, or you know what? And I'm going to share this with you, part of the 4 agreements, where I've assumed that people are talking badly about me, right? So listen and don't respond. And after the person's finished speaking, move on to a new subject. Oh, I got an itchy nose. Does that mean I'm coming into money or friends are coming by? I never... Hopefully it's money, right? Itchy nose. What does that mean, you guys? Yeah, having a squirrel moment. All right. So, yeah, I've done that where, you know, I've jumped in the fray of the kind of conversation. And afterwards, when I thought about it after the conversation ended, I didn't feel so good. So that's another barometer. How do you feel when you're participating in a conversation where you're not lifting others up, right? So, the other day I was having a conversation with somebody where we were going down this rabbit hole, and I started to not feel good, and I'm like, okay, red flag, change the conversation, right? Ask that person who's going down that rabbit hole, and I haven't done this, so this is new learning lessons for me. What if we look at it from that person's point of view? The person who's being put down, the person who isn't measuring up, the person who you feel did you wrong. What if we look at it from their point of view? And another thing is to ask, and my husband does this all the time, I don't know, he's right. What if that person was sitting right next to you, Caroline? What would the conversation then look like? I'm like, yikes, it would be a different conversation, right? So imagine that the person you're talking about, imagine as if they were eavesdropping on the conversation. What would they think of you, right? So I recognize that it's all about my credibility. And I've had examples of people who, you know, when I've sort of brought up gossip and innuendo and rumors and what have you, they have been great examples to me of how to address that. And I know when I'm talking about somebody else or I am tapping into the rumor mill, that my focus is in the wrong place. Am I doing what I can to elevate my life, to raise the bar, to lift, you know, they say a rising tide lifts all boats, to lift, to be that rising tide? Am I doing enough of that where there is no room for sitting at that kind of table where that stuff goes on, right? So I'm just going to check my time here. So, and I want to, again, it's awareness, you guys, of, for me, of stuff that I've participated in, and awareness of what I don't want to participate in, and awareness of things that I can learn, and awareness of that I can do things differently. And I always go back to this, and thank you, Casey, for sending this to me. I have this posted up somewhere where I can refer to it readily. The 4 agreements, it really is a script of how to live your life. And I wanted to read you the one about making assumptions, because, oh my goodness, I am, you know, the biggest assumer, ASS, just gonna say it, assumer until I catch myself. And it says, don't make assumptions, right? Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. Woo! Yeah, I've been called a drama queen. Yeah, yeah, my husband calls me that sometimes, right? With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life, right? So I can completely transform my life when I choose not to assume, when I choose to pause and think about what's being said, when I choose to think the better of people. And gosh, guys, you know what? I tell people, Caroline, I'm going to screw up. but think about my intentions. And then I realize that's a cop-out. What I'm saying is, I'm going to screw up, but forgive me for screwing up, because you know really what my intentions are all about. Well, my intentions are all for good and for raising the bar and for being that rising tide. Then I have to pay attention, and I have to stop making excuses, and I have to stop asking people to think the better of me, and I have to start creating that credibility of how I want people to see me. And what I know about my husband is he's a great example of integrity, right? He walks that line that other people are afraid to walk because they want to be popular. They want to be in the in crowd. He's often off by himself because he'd rather be there than with the in crowd doing the wrong thing. And have I always had the courage to be that person sitting over here rather than that person where there's everybody at a table? So it's that sense of belonging that, you know, I've chosen to be here rather than here, right? So I want to leave you with a quote from my mother-in-law. Oh my goodness. And I've heard her say this because she's gone through some trying times, right? If you have nothing good to say about someone, then don't say anything. And I love that. And it's not just my mother-in-law who says that. There's other people in my life, mentors, who have said that to me. Carolyne, if you have nothing good to say about somebody, nothing positive to say about someone, then don't say anything. So I'm going to leave you with that, because this week I'm going to be practicing that, and it's practice about staying out of those conversations and finding a table where when we're sitting at that table, we're saying good things about people. We're finding good things about someone. What do I like best about that person? What do you like about that person versus all the negativity? Because we're all imperfect human beings, right? So look for the good in people, you guys. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. And I know this was kind of a heavy topic, but it needed to be said. So go check out my Facebook post on my timeline. And if this message has been of value to you and you believe it'll help somebody else and you want to spread the positivity and you want to be a rising tide that lifts all boats, please feel free to share it with those you feel it will benefit from. And love to connect with you. Go to my Carolyne Rodrigues coach page or my website, CarolynRodrigues.com. Carolyne spelled C-A-R-O-L-Y-N-E, last name Rodrigues with an S, not a Z, R-O-D-R-I-G-U-E-S, CarolynRodrigues.com. And I love, love, love hearing from you guys. So happy Monday, everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.